This is the third and final adaptation of this reading, so if it finds you and it resonates, blah, 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 you know the drill, I'm sure, if you're even watching this still. So we have the 5 of coins. This is telling me that you have a lot of grief. You have grief about the way your life turned out. You have grief around who you're not. You have grief around the money you don't have. You have grief around the soul tribe you don't have. You have grief around the person that left you, or that you had to leave, or that you maybe haven't found anybody who fits the connection you've been craving since you were a little kid. This tells me that you have, in 2023, you're going to be reborn because you have died so many times. Your grief is coming not only from yourself, but from contracts and karmic lineage that you have just been like moving through at rapid pace spiritually. You have been creating space with this grief. Well, you're trying to create space, except for you're kind of holding on to the grief. It's almost like you feel scared to know who you would be without this, bucket of grief that you keep with you at all times. There's a part of you who feels maybe that you're justified in this grief, that you deserve this grief, that this grief is the only way that you know how to survive, how to motivate yourself, how to move forward. This grief is your comfort place. It's like your best friend. And that might sound harsh, but I want you to really take a look at it. Meet your grief as if it was a person. Ask your grief what it needs from you. This is the only way that you can allow it to shift and move through you while simultaneously not abandoning this part of yourself. Because you've been abandoned so many times that you don't want to abandon these parts of yourself that don't serve you anymore. And so you're holding on. But what you're doing is you're trying to move forward, but you're clinging to the past. So you have one step in the future, one foot in the future, 1 foot in the past, and it just isn't serving you anymore. So sit with your grief, ask it what it needs to be dissolved, to be released, to go into the light, and then act accordingly. You got this. I love you. Bye.